Bây giờ mình sẽ đi đâu? Mình sẽ đi qua hỏi thăm một số người. Đi tới đây đi, đi chỗ làm áo đi. Chỗ làm áo ở đâu? Làm trang phục nha. Để nâng cấp trang phục của mình thì mình sẽ đi qua cái bà này. Đi coi có bộ nào đẹp đẹp không. Bye. Trời ơi sao xấu vậy. Bộ này không đẹp. Không đẹp gì hết trơn luôn. Trời ơi, không có bộ nào đẹp hết là sao? Bộ này băng công. Trời ơi, nó xấu gì đâu mà nó xấu dã man. Trời. Bên đây là bán vũ khí.
Brought out only the good stuff for you, Red. Seeing as you got that whistle blowing.
Hey, I've been waiting to get my lucky hammer fixed for days.
You haven't done anything useful like getting rid of any bristlebacks, though, have you? Take your time. I promise you won't.
Take your time, I promise you this. Hãy lựa đi, tôi nghĩ là cô không khóc giọng đâu. Thì để mình coi cô có cái gì. Cái cung. Cái ná. Cái cung này. Cây này giống cây của mình không? Create shop. Ủa sao create shop ta? Do you wanna start shop? Hình như là phải nhiệm vụ á. Phải nhiệm vụ á, phải làm nhiệm vụ, phải đi lụm đồ về mới đổi được á. Charring không đủ nguồn nè, bây giờ mình phải đi mua đồ nữa. Bây giờ trong cái hệ thống come back anytime.
I can fix your tools. Afraid there's no fixing you.
Để coi mình vũ khí của mình có gì nhé. Hunter Ball. Mình phải làm nhiệm vụ có cây này cái gì cây lửa gì luôn nè. Cái cung lửa. Yes luôn. Nhiệm vụ Restruct. Để coi nhiệm vụ. Để mình làm. Mình kiếm hai cái vũ khí này đi rồi. Nhiệm vụ làm cung. Bây giờ shops. Bây giờ show on the map. Là phải đi bắn con này hả? Better shop. Rồi bây giờ mình muốn có cái vũ khí này thì mình phải đi đâu? Thôi bây giờ mình đi làm nhiệm vụ chính trước đi. Hay à. Chán ghê. Thôi làm nhiệm vụ chính trước đi. Tại vì mình cũng đang ở trong cái khu này vòng vòng trong này, mình chạy cho nó gần đi, có gì cái kia mình làm sao.
The way to Barren Light is clear. Get moving.
You're not errant vanguardsman. I will move only when the captain
When I've
says.
cleared out all the bristlebacks, which I have. Captain's orders.
So they're okay.
Banged up, but breathing. And waiting up ahead for you.
But I was supposed to have 3 escorts.
I'm off to Barren Light Wadis. Like Aloy said, Captain's orders. You can stay here.
Abandoned to the riffraff? I think not.
Guess you're coming with me then. See you there, Aloy.
See you there, Lori. Ai... Xứ này xứ gì mà mặc đồ thế nóng nực vậy.
Well, now that that's done, the embassy can finally get underway.
Bây giờ mình phải nâng cấp kỹ Hunter. Hunter game. Bắn 3 cái cung một lượt luôn nè. Cái này kỹ năng gì đây? Ồ. Ồ. Ồ, bắn màu tím luôn. Ồ, nhìn phê nhỉ. Nhìn đã nhỉ. Ồ, hệ thống này. Đặt bơm mà. Trời ơi, nhìn phê ha. Ơ, cái gì đây? Ồ. Cái này sáp lá cà luôn. Đỡ được à? Cái nào nhìn cũng phê hết trơn luôn. Cái này gì vậy? Ơi, tàng hình luôn kìa. Dữ dằn. Trời ơi. Cái này là silent stress. Tàng hình luôn. Oh my gosh. Oh my godness. Ôi, trời ơi phê vậy. Trời ơi, công nhận hệ thống vũ khí dữ dằn. Trời ơi, chơi mà nâng cấp hết mấy cái này luôn chắc phê lắm trời ơi. Tàng hình đi, cái này vụ này lạ nè. Tàng hình với Hunter đi. Này gì đây? Nhìn có vẻ ngầu. Hunter đi má ơi, L2G1. L2G1. Cái này là gì ta? Đặt một cái này luôn đi. Nhìn phê ha. Trời ơi.
If I can get through it, I'll be able to track.
Đi đâu? Sau một hồi nâng cấp mất rất là nhiều thời gian thì mình
Silence.
mất rất là nhiều thời gian thì mình
Hades. Maybe even a Gaia backup. Guess I could head straight for Baron Light.
R1
Poke around the donuts
uses.
scene first, and maybe take Petra up on that drink.
Bây giờ mình đi đâu ta?
Who do you think you fixed this lucky hammer, Mom?
Thực sự là hệ thống này nó rất là nhiều kỹ năng mà mình thực sự là mình không có nhớ hết nổi đâu. Nhiều kỹ năng quá.
Doing better than I am.
Ông này bị gì
What
đây?
happened to you?
That damn mine is what happened to me. It won't be the last injury if Olvin keeps shoving those tongs into those tunnels.
What mine?
Northeast to Chain Scrape.
Kể sự đi trở về
I told Corvin we
áo
should stop when the first cave-in happened, but Olvin probably threatened to cut off her pay. Or worse.
How
How about you slow down and take me through it?
Trời ơi.
You mentioned you were injured in a cave-in.
Yeah, a couple days ago. That's how I hurt this blasted leg. Corvin and the others were opening a new vein while I was checking on an older one. As soon as their blast hit, tunnel I was in collapsed. Might have dodged it if I wasn't running on barely a spark of sleep. We were pushing too hard and too fast.
And you're afraid Corvind and the others might not be as lucky if it happens again.
Mm-hmm. Hit the nail right on the head.
Giờ đi đâu?
How
Kể
come
sự đi
Olvin
trở
charged?
về áo
These
chỉ
mines belong to the cartel.
lại trên
Try telling Olvin
chân.
that. He brought in all the backing to get them open. Might as well own them. Fire and spit. You ask him. He owns us as well.
Who's Corvind?
He's their foreman. And a damn good one. The kind that knows how to deal with management. when it
Sao đàn ông ở trong game này thích lộ ngực thế?
His demands go beyond unreasonable.
Bà kia cười với mình
Olvin's
kìa.
been doing his best to appease him. He even
Bị
blamed
gì?
himself for my injury when it was Olvin who ordered the extra shifts.
Sounds like a good guy.
That's why we all put up with the long hours and lousy conditions. But if the whole mine becomes unstable, I'd rather suffer Olvin's wrath than die buried in rubble.
I could check in on your crew if I'm in the area.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Nói nhiều quá. Nhiệm vụ là gì nữa đây? Nhiều nhiệm vụ quá. Cô gái này giống như là cô gái đi giúp dân làng vậy đó. Bây giờ mình đi nhận nhiệm vụ hết đi rồi mình điên lượt luôn. Giờ qua đây đi. Không biết đường đi. Không, tôi không biết đường đi. Ủa? Bà này bắt sắt cái gì đây?
Milda.
Mẹ
Some
rồi.
of your stew last time I went into the wild.
Ồ, đẹp trai, lần đầu tiên thấy trai đẹp trong game này.
Felt like I could have put a strider in a sleeper hole.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Này là
Sounds
ông
like
bơi
you're
bà.
saving up some impressive provisions here.
Not again. You can have the discount too, but you'll have to come back later.
I think you have me confused with someone else.
Oven didn't send you?
No.
Oh, my apologies. It's
My
just
apology.
these minions won't stop pestering me. Now I can realize my special group. Since I'm in the midst of a crisis, perhaps you could skip to what it is you wanted?
Some of your food?
Of course.
Are Ulvin's people causing you problems?
Oh, yeah. They constantly demand my best, but the equipment I need to make my signature dishes isn't built for batch cooking. And don't get me started on the Ulvin discount they feel so entitled to.
And if you refuse?
I make meals, no trouble.
How did you end up in
Display.
Chainscrape?
Heard about a new and upcoming town at the edge of the frontier. Where there's a town, there's a tavern. I was in need of work. So I got myself out here and started cooking. Some of these people had never tasted proper boars and berries stew before. Anyway, next thing I knew, people kept coming back. Guess they liked my food. Or the ale.
感谢你特别邀
Your
请
last customer mentioned your cooking
来
really kept them
见
going
证
out in the
你
wild.
的爱
Where I'm
情，
headed, I could
无
use
知
some of
的
that.
你
I would be happy to
是。
oblige,
别
especially
逃
since you have the
避
decency to ask pleasantly.
But
But my special groove griddle is no more. Without it, I can't cook any of my signature dishes. I hate to think what'll happen when I'm forced to refuse Ulvin or his goons.
Oh, his
Even if I already
turns.
had the right ingredients, there's nothing I can do. Unless you can source me a temporary replacement?
what do you need?
For the ingredients. A few pieces of decent wild meat, and I'd say a big handful of bitter leaf stems.
Game này nói nhiều
That'll
quá.
do. As for the griddle,
Ngồi mà dịch cái này không là
panel
cũng
might suffice.
tới
Until
công
I can have
chuyện
a new
đó.
one forged. You'd likely find one in a scrounger pile. If you follow the river to the northeast. Don't worry, I'll clean it first. You'll have no issue finding boars and bitter leaf on your way. Assuming you're as much a hunter-gatherer as your clothing suggests.
Thanks, Milduf. I'll keep an eye out.
So that's what gratitude sounds like.
And don't let anyone push you.
Ai lâu quá.
If you say so.
Ông nấu cái gì trời, nhìn con heo nướng đã ghê.
Already got enough
Lại có nhiệm vụ mới.
Just need to grab a metal panel from the scrounger.
Hầu như nhiệm vụ mới xuyên suốt. Ông này ngồi làm gì đây?
Thank you for taking the time. My condolences that you had to endure Ulvin's bloviating.
I've dealt with worse.
感谢你特别邀请
The
来
idea
见
that the Carja
证你
purposely
的
let
爱
Bristleback
情。
into the Daunt. It's completely absurd. But the louder and longer he says it, the more support he'll get for his damn
Ôi
concession.
trời ơi.
How did the Bristlebacks get into the Daunt?
No one knows for sure. The first report of them came from west of the quarry. But unless they have wings I don't know about, I don't see how they could have come over the mountains.
No other way in.
Đẹp
The only way
quá.
I know about is Barren Light. Look, if you can get to the bottom of this, I can offer a considerable bounty in return. Help me shut Ulvin up.
What is this concession decree that Ulvin wants?
He wants the Sundom to designate portions of the Daunt as Osseram holdings. Only
Trời
portions,
ơi.
mind you, that produce any value.
Let me guess. Because he stands to profit somehow?
Exactly. With the Daunt under Osseram law, he could secure more investment for their numerous ventures.
He can't get those investments without the concession?
No. Not while there's a chance the Sundom could revoke their access. Hence, why the concession is so important to him.
So
Why
important
cleaning
for
the
you.
Carja for the Bristlebacks, no matter how absurd, works in his favor.
Đẹp quá.
How did you get stuck out here?
I asked for the posting, believe it or not. Overseeing the entire valley on behalf
Nhìn
of the
đi,
Sun
rất là đẹp.
It was an honor. Is an honor.
But your job would be a lot easier without someone like Ulvund blasting hot air all the time.
Ulvund's not going anywhere. He's been around longer than I have. Even fancies himself the founder of Chainscrape.
Thở dài.
I'll find a way to live with him. I have to.
I have to. Exclaim.
How does blaming the Karja for the bristlebacks help Ulvund get his concession?
Look around. This may be the Sundom, but Chainscrape is all gears and rust and bad ale. Claiming that the Karja loosed the bristlebacks in order to intimidate Oseram laborers into obedience. Well, let's just say no one here has forgotten the atrocities of the Mad Sun King, even with the valley working again. Ulvund hopes he can stir up enough resentment against the Karja to call for a strike.
And if the Oseram refuse to work, unless the concession is signed, you won't have a choice.
Correct. The reconstruction of Barren Light must continue.
Ai... Trời ơi, tới đâu rồi?
You said the bristlebacks were first spotted west of the quarry?
Yes, according to one terrified laborer, said the ground trembled before they came charging down the hillside. He took off and ran all the way here.
Cái trò chơi này nó cũng rất là chú trọng câu chuyện, cho nên là nó cũng sắp xếp những cái tình tiết cũng khá là nhiều, và những cuộc đối thoại cũng khá là nhiều. Nhiều ghê luôn. Bà này làm gì ta?
Come to revel in some strike, sister? Let me set the board.
I was just passing by.
First timer, huh? Don't worry about it.
Đang nói tiếng hả?
You got any pieces?
No.
Well, aren't you?
Chơi này chơi gì trời? Còn chơi mới hả?
A Tanakh original straight out of the Forbidden West. Sit. I'll run you through it in a hot spark. I'll give you something special.
Chơi gì trời? Chắc chơi cờ quá. Chơi gì đây? Gì đây? Beginner Tour. Trời, sao cái gì phức tạp vậy?
Alright, let's start off simple. The Tanakhs like to say that Machine Strike is a game of pure strategy. We each get a set of pieces. Each piece represents a kind of machine, and each machine is worth a different number of victory points. And to win the game, you'll need to gain 7 victory points by destroying the opponent's machines.
Chơi cờ.
It can be tricky remembering the details of every machine, so we use these notes to keep track of them. You see that number on the top right corner?
Thấy. Số 1.
That there is how many victory points you'll get for destroying that machine. Notes also tell you how far a piece can move, how powerful their attacks are, the distance they can strike from, and of course, their health.
Trời, cái gì vậy?
Okay, that's enough for now. Let's just play. I'll explain the rest as we go. I own the board, so I get to choose who goes first. Since this is your first time, I'll let you go.
Lần đầu tiên cho mình đi trước. Trời ơi, cái này cái gì vậy trời, sao nói nhiều vậy?
Remember, each machine easy enough, huh? Now, you get to move 2 machines each round. So go ahead and pick a second.
Mỗi lần đi được 2 lần.
Gotta move that machine forward.
Quay some more
Just
forward.
need to move that machine forward.
Hả?
Move that machine forward. It's all part of the learning process.
Phải đi về phía trước. Tại sao ta phải đi về phía
There's not
trước?
much else to do for now, so just end your turn.
Là sao? Không hiểu.
We're forging onwards. Let me move my pieces here.
Lẹ đi cô nương.
And we're back to you. This time, why don't you try attacking one of my pieces? Try with that machine on your right first. Now move the piece closer. When performing an attack, you'll be testing your machine's combat power against
Đánh.
the opponent's. A
Con-
machine's combat power is a
Nói nhiều
combination
quá.
of the terrain your machine is standing on and its own attack power. This board only has grassland terrain, which has no effect on a machine's combat power. And your current machine has 2 points of attack power. So in total, your machine's combat power equals 2 points. Since my machine isn't the one attacking, it has 0 points of attack power. And just like your machine, it's not affected by grassland terrain. So right now, the difference in combat power between the two machines is 2 points. This means your machine...
Trời ơi, nó nói cái gì quá trời vậy nè
to my
trời.
machine. Did you get all that?
Trời ơi trời, thiệt tình luôn á.
Knew you were a smart one. Finish up by attacking my machine. Not pulling any punches, huh? Now grab
Trời
it.
ơi, có thể nào mà nghỉ chơi không vậy? Chán quá.
Oh, guess you're done, huh?
Cho tao ra đi chơi đi, tao không muốn chơi.
You're probably busy. I understand.
Trò chơi chán ghê, tao đi bắn mấy con kêu sướng hơn. Trò chơi chán như con gián.
Come for that beer after all, eh?
Nãy giờ ngồi nói
Get a pint in her hand. Wasn't expecting you to swing by.
trò chơi mà nói chuyện là tao không thích, tao thích chơi rồi tao không thích nói chuyện.
There's that spark.
Fire and spit.
Uống bia, uống bia,
That's a
uống
blast
bia,
from the
uống
bellows.
bia.
Won't fix the forge, but at least I can forget about my troubles for a while.
Like what?
Well, things aren't as bad since you got this place running again. But we still got Olvin grating the gears about his concession decree.
If you don't put that down, I'll come over there and show you how that game ends.
Tức là tức điên rồi, nếu mà mày không đặt xuống là tao sẽ qua bên đó tao kiếm
Right
chuyện
now,
mày.
I'm just worried about those refugees out from Sunfall. To come all this
Dữ
way
ha,
during
bà này bà dữ
Forge
ha.
knows what.
Shadow Carja
Bà chữ
refugees.
cái thằng đó nó
are
dùng
they
cây
doing in
kiếm
Dodge?
xuống, cây đao
Looking
xuống.
for a new home, I gather. They're camped out by an old trailhead, southwest of here. And therein lies the problem. A Stormbird crashed up on the cliffs last week, and Talon Cleanbrokers had his eye on the salvage ever since. But the refugees have barred entrance. Mustn't interrupt their sun-scorched ritual. Something about finding a twilight path.
Huh. Never heard them talk about that before.
Yeah, well, these particular Shadow Karja are an odd bunch. But overall, they're peaceful folk. Not that it matters to Talland. He'll crack some heads to get to that salvage. Maybe you could swing by, convince him to set up camp somewhere else?
Ây, sao nói chuyện nhiều quá vậy?
What else can you tell me about the Shadow Carja refugees?
Well, they don't call themselves Shadow Karja for one. At least, not anymore. They're some other brand of sun-crazed. But whatever side of the sun they're on, they're peaceful through and through. Don't seem to want for nothing except a place to live, pray, and just enough food to keep from starving.
So they're just camped outside by a trail, blocking entry to a wrecked Stormbird, waiting for what exactly?
Don't rightly know, but I'll tell you this. Should they ever wise up and salvage it, a Stormbird heart is worth a lot. And if they get there first, then by Ostrom law, it's theirs.
可是你
Not that
特
Tolan
别
Cleanbrokers ever
有
lost
情
sleep，with any
来
law.
见证你的爱情，还是没有
So
吃
the
你过
bristlebacks in the
给
Daunt.
你意义。Trời ơi, cái gì vậy? Tao lại mày luôn.
Where did they come from?
That's the
Where they
thing.
come from?
No one rightly knows. They just showed up one day, rampaging around the valley like they exploded out of a forge. Lost some good people. But bless the bellows, you cleared them out and got this place working again. That put a dent in Ulvin's plans. Now, if only there was some way to smash them all together and run them out of town.
But how could Bristlebacks and the Daunt help Ulvund?
2 words. Concession decree. Since no one knows where the Bristlebacks came from, Ulvund has taken to blaming the Karja for him. He's hoping to dig up enough old resentments to get a strike going until the concession's signed. This is just his latest attempt. He's been trying to rile up the workers since the day he rolled into town.
And people actually believe him?
Lots of folks suffered at the hands of the Mad King during the Red Raids. Give him half a reason, they'll blame the Karja for anything.
Damn Karja slavers.
Who is this Tolland Cleanbroker?
Just
Trời ơi,
some
vô đây
chuff-huffing
ngồi nói chuyện
bondsman. Got a
uống
shop
mấy
here in
két
town.
bia luôn.
Lived in chain scrape since there was a chain scrape. He and Ulvin go back a ways. Like a pair of coals and a campfire, those two.
So Tolland works for Ulvund?
Ulvin might think so, but Tolland scrapes up his own scams. And he ain't the type to let a few refugees get between him and Stormbird salvage.
Tôi uống này giờ mấy két bia luôn.
So about Ulvund.
Around here, everything's about Ulvund.
How'd he end up in charge?
感谢
He
你
got here
特别
like
有
a
情。
squirrel smelling a fat nut. He knew rebuilding Barren Light would need stone and timber. So he jangled purses all over Mainspring, getting investors to front claims on anything in the Daunt that might be worth a damn. Thing is, all the bankers back home know that this is Karja land, and the Sun King can revoke those claims at any time. That's why he's desperate for the magistrate to sign off on a concession decree.
I thought you'd be back in Freeheap.
Well, after the big battle at Meridian, I went back, but realized it was running smooth. Didn't need me. Heard about the rebuilding out at Barren Light. Figured they could use another hammer. Been scraping by ever since.
You could always leave.
And go back east? Nah. I ain't one to leave a lit forge. Besides, someone's gotta be a squeaky wheel for the workers around here.
This concession decree, what is it exactly? And how would it help Ulvund?
It's pig diddle, that's what.
Nãy giờ nói chuyện hơi
A
nhiều.
writ that would put all Osram claims in the Daunt under Osram law, even though they're on Karja land. It would mean that any existing ore, stone, and timber claims couldn't be revoked by the Karja. No more risk, no more hesitation for investors back in the claim to pour in the shards and expand their business. And since Ulvund has a stake in all those claims, it would make him richer than a scrapper in a junk heap. Not to mention Chainscrape would become an Osram municipality, so he could buy enough votes to call himself an Elderman. He's a sly old badger, I'll give him that. Figures if he keeps up the pressure, eventually the magistrate will sign.
Well, if I'm up that way, I'll talk to the refugees. Try to convince them to move.
Trời ơi, chắc
They
phần
have it
phải đi
rough.
rồi.
Tolland making it rougher.
Nói nãy giờ nhiều quá.
Petra said Tolland has a shop here in Chainscrape. I could have a word with him first.
Giờ sao đi ra đây đi? Đi đi. Trời ơi, trời đi vô đây rồi đứng nói chuyện nãy giờ. Không biết đường ra má ơi. Ra đường ra ở đâu? Đè vú à. Trời ơi, cái cửa ở đâu vậy trời? Rồi thấy cái cửa rồi không vô đây nữa đâu, thấy ghét ghê luôn á.
I'm sorry, I'll be right with you. Okay, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm saying it's overkill.
Cái vụ này vụ gì nữa đây? Nói tiếp nữa hả? Diễn tiếp nữa mấy cô.
Just stop talking. Where are we? Ah! So, you look like someone who's always searching for a new weapon. Am I right?
Vũ khí mới. Ui, ai bắn pháo hồng vậy?
I'm with a customer.
I'm not a customer.
I got it! Triple the powder. It'll blow a Strider sky high. Boom. One shot.
Bum,
kill,
bum.
guaranteed.
Maybe I am.
Then you are in the right place at the right time, Red. How would you like to be the proud owner of the world's first machine-enhanced,
Có vũ khí mới.
Done in one. Machine wrecking.
yet perfectly safe javelin thrower?
Are you two from around here?
Nah, the
Hai cô là ai?
Dad sent us out west in search of some unknown opportunity.
Môi bà đã ghê quá.
Sounds like you had other ideas.
Let's just say that opening another trading post for my parents isn't how I want to make my mark in this world. I imagine traveling alone must be nice.
So she's your partner?
My apprentice and my sister. She's why we're out here.
Chị gái.
There was an incident. Another incident.
Involving explosives?
Ba-boom! And Dad's precious homebrew. He shipped us out the next day.
Huh.
Uh-huh.
Tell me more about this weapon of yours.
Saw
Có vũ khí mới hả ta?
by some Karja scholar who wandered out west. Had a scary drawing of a Tenakth warrior hunting with a kind of javelin thrower. Effective? Yes. Basic? Undoubtedly. But coming out here made me remember it, and I'm on the brink of vastly improving the tool's archaic design.
Whereas I will perfect it.
I can use machine parts to enhance the user's throw, increase the projectile's velocity. Well, Boomer here is adamant that enhancing the projectile is better, namely with explosive tips.
Boomsticks.
Why not both?
That could work. There's one small snag. I need the parts to make the first working model.
Well, for starters, I'll need charger horns. Intact.
Yeah, that. Just be sure to shoot them off before the machine goes down. Otherwise, they break. But the real innovation, keep it to yourself, is a fang horn rib.
There's a mean one east of here. Blow it sky high.
Boomer!
Sky
You get
Heart.
him for me. It's yours. My treat.
You have a deal.
Pixel. Nhiệm vụ gì trời? Pixel. Pixel để lấy cái gì? Ê, nhiều nhiệm vụ quá. Thôi bây giờ mình ra đây trước đi. Mình ra đây trước.
I can run faster if I find a charger to override.
Mình ra đây trước. Ra đây trước đây. Rồi con kia.
Teach me how to override these machines. Didn't show us the ones. I have to try again.
Viết một con trước. Đừng để cho những con khác phát hiện. Ý, chết cha. Bị phát hiện rồi.
this down.
Diệt ngựa là nghề của chế. Lấy được cái vũ khí đó rồi. Rồi quay trở lại quay trở lại đâu ta? Nhiệm vụ này là Fighting Horse. Đủ rồi, đủ hết rồi. Diệt một con ngựa rất là nhanh nha. Không hề khó tí nào. Chiến binh dữ dằn.
I need to find the charger horns I shut off. Pulse from my focus should show me where they are.
Where they are?
Ready for anything now?
Bây giờ mình đi đâu chờ? Đi tới cái chỗ bán vũ khí nè. Quay trở lại cái chỗ mà bán vũ khí để mình đổi đồ. Đổi 2 cái cung. Chạy muốn mệt xỉu luôn á má ơi. Leo nóc nhà luôn. Tao đi trên nóc nhà không, tao đi bình thường. Nhỏ này nó nhảy như ngựa luôn. Cái cung nào nhỉ? Ủa sao mua không được? Trời ơi, chưa có đủ cái gì kìa, mệt ghê á. Thôi, mệt quá. Đi làm nhiệm vụ đi. Làm nhiệm vụ chính đi. Trời ơi, xa quá vậy. Ngựa ơi, là ngựa. Leo lên đây tiếp. Không leo được. Trời sao điên thù lùi vậy? You gotta move. Rồi, ngựa. Ồ. Thôi đi ra bãi đi lấy ngựa đi, không có ngựa sao đi. Phải kiếm một con ngựa. Có khi nào nãy mình giết con ngựa của mình không? Sao bây giờ không có ngựa? Có ngựa không? Kìa, ngựa kìa. Trời ơi, nó trượt kìa. Sao trượt dài vậy? Nói thôi cho mình đi thôi chứ mình đánh nó làm chi. Đánh chi đánh hoài. Bây giờ mình đi làm nhiệm vụ chính đi, nãy giờ không có đánh thú, quái thú gì. Trời ơi, mình nhớ qua cái đoạn đường này. Đẹp quá. Với cái tốc độ chơi như thế này thì chắc cũng phải, game này chắc chơi cũng lâu. Đường dài, phải phi ngựa từ thành phố này sang thành phố khác. Chưa cho vô nữa. Sao nó không cho vô vậy trơn vậy nè trời. Ây lôi không cho ây lôi vô vậy trơn. Rồi sao ây lôi nó chuyện nè trời. Không cho vô, đi đường nào vô đây chờ. Cái chỗ này là cái chỗ không cho vô nha. À, không cho con ngựa vô thôi chứ mình vẫn vô được. Sao lên kia để nói chuyện trời. Đi bộ lên. Nói chuyện với mấy cha này coi. Are you in charge?
Apologies, no. That would be Commander Nozar. I'm Lawan, the second in command. So, what brings Aloy of the Nora to Barren Light?
I'm here for the embassy. I need it to happen so I can head west. And maybe now that Studious Wadis is here, we can finally get things underway.
Yes.
Trời ơi, nói chuyện nữa rồi.
And screaming behind his escort. Really seems to like his scrolls. But the embassy remains delayed. Commander Nozar has signaled our readiness, but the Tanakh marshals have yet to sound their horn.
All right, fine. Let me through the gates then. I have my own business with them.
I'm sure you do. But
I'm sure you do.
Commander's orders. Normally, the gates are open for any who dare to venture out. Asaram salvagers, a few especially brazen Karja, but no one's allowed in or out before an embassy. Now we're open, once the Tanakh have left.
Bây giờ đi đâu? Lại nói chuyện
So
tiếp.
what happens at these embassies
Trời, cái
exactly?
tập này nãy giờ toàn nói chuyện không, không làm
Trade
gì
and
chưa.
negotiation. The Karja offered tribute of food, spices, and gear. In exchange, the Tanath returned personal effects taken from Karja soldiers that fell during the Red Raids. This particular embassy, however, is a special case.
Tập này nói chuyện thôi.
Because the
Không
Tanakh
làm
are
gì
handing
chứ.
over some sort of prisoner, right? A soldier named Fashav?
Ah, so you've heard. The exchange has got everyone on edge. You never know if an embassy's going to go well until it's practically over.
You said something about Tanakh marshals. Who are they?
They're the tribe's
Who
elite
are they?
warriors. Before every embassy, they arrive with a contingent of soldiers from each of their 3 clans. Then, during the proceedings, they negotiate on behalf of their leader. And by negotiate, I mean stare down our sun priest until they concede. Paiv over here came face to face with them for the first time at the last embassy. Came back drenched in his own sweat.
It was hot that day, sir.
It was indeed.
Where is this Commander Nozar then? If he's the one keeping the gates shut, I'll convince him to open them for me.
I'll take you to him, but I have to warn you. The commander isn't one to break protocol, especially when he's already high-strung.
We'll see about that.
This way.
There's a lot of activity going on around here.
The Tanakh tore down this place during the Red Raid.